All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the main problems with this film. My main problems with this film is the main villain and superhero old guy, which is what really did, I think you will agree.
Yeah, I did.
Is what threw you off in the film.
Exactly. So obviously the motive was when these houses was about to marry their children off, so they could actually have, like a combined ritual, like the same thing we do medieval times. They're just, diplomatic.
So
marry my daughter. We're built this house. Nobody will attack us. These characters were friends before.
Yeah, they played with each other as kids.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously one of them didn't want to get married, but the other one did. At first, but then he completely does a 180. Well, I'll talk about later, like down there, the line.
Yeah.
Because he goes like, all right, I want to marry you. All right, I don't want to marry you.
Yeah.
I want revenge.
Exactly.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Like, are you serious, brother?
Yeah, exactly. So obviously he does have like some sort of flaw that he does only think about, just one thing in his mind. He wants to be competitive. He's angry all the time. And obviously, if he doesn't get his way, he gets upset.
Yeah.
And basically, he's just a child at that point.
He's a man-child.
Yeah. Revenge. And that's all he cares about. Not at first, but it was understandable at first. Yeah. I could go with him, on board with them.
I mean, as you saw, like, he wasn't, because, like, he gave her, like, the option, the marriage and stuff like that.
Yeah, but let's go for the beginning, how... how it started the night, because obviously he was there. He was ready to get her hand to be married.
Yeah.
And obviously she doesn't want to get married, obviously. And he thinks he's looking down on him.
Yeah.
Especially the father. And he went up to his dad and he's like, you think you're better than us. And then they started fighting.
Yeah, they did start fighting.
And obviously this old man, what was his name? The character. What was his name?
Was it Helm?
Yeah, Helms. Yeah.
Hammerhead.
Yeah. Like, he is beast. And we're talking about he is a monster on his own.
He is. There's a reason why he's king. Gondor should fear this man.
Everybody should fear him.
Yeah, because they do fear him in the movie, which you do see.
Yeah. Which it was fun, but then it gets ridiculous.
Yeah. It was interesting. I get it. He's like a skilled, strong fighter. But he was Vinland Saga powerful. Vinland, his
like those
the dad.
Anime strength.
Yeah, but he was like, this dude was a unit. He wasn't human. He was fucking Steve Rogers on steroids.
Dude, yeah, exactly. Basically what he did is when he got punched by the wolf's father,
he bled like a normal person, but he didn't go down.
Yeah, he's like, those punches were soft.
Yeah.
This is what made me laugh. Once he punched him, he didn't knock him out. He killed him.
Yeah, with one punch.
And it was stated the obvious, too. He's like, you all saw that. Yeah. I only hit him one time.
Yeah, that was funny to me. I'm like, really? What they should have done is, like, there could have been, like, a sharp rock or something. He'd land on it and actually crack his skull in.
Yeah.
And then, but I
guess they're trying to make a point that he is this monster, I guess. Like, this strong leader. But it is ridiculous. Don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong. So, he could have punched him in the back of the head, something like that. Something a little realistic.
Yeah, but there's no characters from Peter Jackson films or, elves giving one shot to enemies. Maybe arrows and weapons, but not like fisticuffs. Because to be honest, I'm like thinking to myself, why is he having a sword in battle? He could have just used his fist.
Yeah, he does.
Well, yeah, later on. When he gets into a coma.
Yeah, he kills his dad. But my thing is, his son... and everyone is watching. Yeah. That's the thing that kills me. Is none of the guards try to interfere, or at least they don't let this let them handle it. Right?
It's like boys letting boys be.
But it felt like two drunks fighting.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, he killed them by accident, but you would think the children would have tried stopping them.
Oh yeah. That's
true. Or at least she kind of tried to. Yeah, but she didn't go in the way like she did with Wolf, begged them to stop and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, this motherfucker just one punches him, kills him. Said he does point out the obvious that they all saw it. I only hit him once, and he fell. That's it. He was like, what? Which he was right. But his son, like, of course, he thinks he pulled out like a rock and hit him with the rock or something. Yeah, he wants to fight, kill the dad, and he picks him up with one arm, choking him.
Yeah.
And his dad told him multiple times, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. All that type shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's just trying to show, like what we're talking about. That he is this overly exaggerated being, like a unit. You know, he is a tough dude. There's a reason why men follow him.
Yeah, that's
that is the reason. Because he shows power by strength.
Yeah.
And obviously, everybody's afraid of him. To be honest, they don't even want to even attack him anyway or get in the way, because who knows what would happen if that punch knock you out and accidentally kill you.
Again, like, it's supposed to be like, if you're thinking Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, but
yeah, I know. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying. I'm trying to justify it in a way that in my mind could process.
Like,
it.
Look. I get it. It's not realistic already to begin
but
with.
It's canon.
with orcs and wizards and stuff like that, and an evil eye.
Yeah.
But you know,
but it's more realistic in the Peter Jackson films. I know this is
at least
Peter Jackson.
the Lord of the Rings at the least.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you don't see Gimli punching some dude across the face and end up dying.
Yeah. That's all. Like, that's the only like big right that we're talking about here.
Yeah, I know. But there's still more I can go through. But
Wolf pledges that he's gonna get his revenge one day, and that he will kill him. And he's like, "Yeah, sure, buddy."
And you know what? I'm actually with him. It's like, you know, if your father dies. You know, I know it's by accident, but how can you let, you know, your blood kind of spill like that without getting revenge? And I could kind of understand him as a villain perspective. Yeah. Like, I'm like, all right, fine, I'm with you. I could see why you're becoming this mad, you're upset, and this villain, but then it kind of tosses everything away after a little bit later.
The very ending is what really, like, towards the end, it's like, brother.
It's like, what are you doing?
Well, like, clearly... Okay.
Yeah, so obviously what happens after that?
Time skips by. We have our main character, Hera. She is out in patrol because there's like a bunch of, like, plague was coming a little bit. Like, a bunch of, like, there were signs of bad things happening, bad omens. And then they find out that things are going out, and that they have those war elephants. One appears, and it appears that it's plagued, as they say, but it was loose. Because it escaped from the wolf's army.
Yeah, and I love this part because obviously there's this guy that, you know, we kind of like, you know, like the squire.
Yeah.
Who carries the weapon. It's like, follow the tracks. And then you see this guy running back. Like, whoa, like
tripping over and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Just flipping over. And obviously you see this woolly mammoth, like, beast coming straight at them. And obviously they tried stopping him, but they couldn't. Yeah. Like the cousin, and obviously she had an idea to lure it to the forest. And guess what we see in the forest?
Well, was that the same creature? It was different.
Creatures from the Watcher.
It was different, though.
I know, but it's trying to go like, remember the creature from the Watcher? Is it one of the nameless ones? We don't know.
Yeah, I think it's one of the nameless ones.
It's not the nameless one. It better not be. But because obviously the nameless ones were in the mountains of
Mount Doom?
Yeah, Mount Doom, which I like that story. I like the nameless ones because they're supposed to be very powerful. And they could be very powerful to the Balrog, maybe.
I mean, that thing tanked the whole elephant.
Oh, it ate it like it was.
She
like
led him into the forest, and that octopus squid thing devoured the shit out of
Oh yeah, it did. It just devoured it. It was entertaining from there.
Yeah. I did like that.
Yeah, but then obviously what happens? She gets kidnapped.
Which I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, no, like right off the bat, like why not? So she gets kidnapped, and obviously we figured out like who we already knew who it is, right?
Wolf and his commander.
Yeah, exactly. Where basically they want us to be shocked, like, no way, Wolf is still alive.
Yeah,
we heard he was dead.
I mean, that too. I mean, I'm just glad it wasn't long, like where
it was dragging.
Yeah, I know. Like, he showed up pretty much immediately after. He pretty much said what he said last time, that he's gonna get his revenge unless if she marries him. However, she says, if I agree, there's the key word, if I agree to marry you. That made him fucking tweak out, and he got super mad. He cuts her cheek, and then he was like, marry me, and we'll bury this and put it to the past, right?
Yeah.
And then she said, if I agree to marry you, and that's what pissed him off. He was like, you think you're so, like, high and mighty shit. And then he's like, nah, I'm gonna fucking kill you right now. So, and then he's like, I'm gonna kill his children, and then, or your brothers, and then your dad.
Yeah, your dad. Like, I'm gonna get my revenge.
But remember, Tara wasn't alone. She was with the squire, a shield maiden, and her cousin. They come up with this plan, like,
that was ridiculous.
If you even call this a plan, it was more of the shield maiden somehow appeared in the nick of time and broke in and sneaked through all those guards.
Yeah, exactly.
To fight Wolf.
But she's a sheer maiden, boy.
I
she's that skilled.
She
learned the arts of ninja.
That's okay. That's not the problem. I don't have the problem that she could fight them by herself.
Yeah, exactly. But it's unrealistic that a shield maiden knows the arts of stealth and gets in the tower
that's what I'm talking about. It's like
without sounding alarms.
That's what got me is how did you get past all the guards?
So yeah, of course, and and it's just ridiculous because he could have ended there. He could have basically become king eventually once the father died and basically just marry him. But obviously he's looking for revenge instead of not marrying her anymore.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. So obviously this plan came with, of course, it's a silly plan. They start having, like this grand chase scene. And this is when he's just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just attack now.
Yeah. Which, I'm like, all right, getting to it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not wasting time.
Yeah.
We need to get to the action part. And obviously, the father was, like ready. But he was upset because obviously he was mad at his cousin.
So his nephew.
Yeah, his nephew because...
She got
a little scratch.
She got a little scratch, and it was his fault that she was taken.
Yeah.
Which, like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, bro, you serious? Where the fuck were you? Oh, you were in your fucking castle while I was out there. He
was leaving.
Yeah. He's like, you're lucky we got her back.
Yeah.
But, he's the king, and as the king, you do what you like. So he takes it, but he's also family, but he disowned him and told him to literally make a ditch and throw yourself in there. Like, really, dude?
Like, talking about overkill.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, dude, come on, man.
I do like the cousin because he's like, you know what? If you value my sword, I'll be back. Just say the word. I'll be back.
Exactly.
And I'm like, damn, dude.
That means that shows how loyal he is to his family and everything. So that's cool.
But obviously there is some betrayal here.
Which it doesn't come from any family. It comes from like his councils, like around, like regions around him, like lords, I would say. They thought it was the other lords were like, all right, it's fine. One lord offered his support for 300 men. What did he do? No support for him.
Yeah, actually, they basically went to Wolf's side.
Yes, they went to Wolf's side. I don't think they even really brought any army. Actually.
No, they just said, do the work. We're just going to stand by.
Yeah.
We'll let you be king.
Yeah.
Just get us what we want. Very likely gold and stuff.
He was basically just going to secure the castle from the inside.
Yeah, and this was the good stuff. This is when we start getting the Rohirrims out in the battlefield because that's what they're fucking good at.
Yeah.
They're getting their fucking horses out.
Yeah.
And this is where we see the two brothers, too, that came into play.
Yeah, which you don't really see them, like, much. Yeah. But you do see them within this whole scene.
Exactly.
And stuff like that.
I do like one of the brothers because he has, like, this, like, a pony for his, for a horse.
It's not a pony. It's an old horse.
Oh, it's an old horse?
Yeah.
It looked like a pony to me.
No.
Just like, that's ridiculous.
It was an old horse. I mean, there's a scene where you see the horse struggling, which I feel bad for that damn horse.
Yeah, the old horse that would look kind of pathetic. And obviously the sister wanted to switch horses. Like, why don't you take my fastest horse?
Yeah.
Because it'll be more valuable in battle. And I'm like, she's right. What are you doing? But I guess they have like a strong bond with the
which
horse.
I do like that, and I appreciate that. I respect that for the guy.
Yeah, exactly. And then what happens next?
We have this battle. They show, which was the best scene in the whole film.
Oh, hell yeah.
Was all this action, which was a decent amount of action. They found out that they got betrayed. They didn't give a fuck. They said, let's go. So they went straight to war. They fought. They realized another battalion went to secure the city.
Yeah.
But they already figured they were betrayed thanks to the squire because he dropped the letters and it had Wolf's signia.
That's why, like, the one coincidence. If they never found that out, they would have been destroyed. Like, basically, the people would have got screwed.
Yeah. Luckily, Hera recognized it. They were able to secure the people quickly to get up. She managed to take down an elephant.
Yeah.
which was a brilliant idea because it was like she put flames on the walls and they were scared of fire. So she like instantly shot it through its mouth,
which was pretty sick. Yeah, I like that.
It
was good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Like I said, I like this. Yeah,
and obviously when the war it was turning against Rohirrim, what was his name? The king.
Helm.
Yeah. When basically everything was falling on him, he has to say, we got to retreat. We got to go save our people. Yeah. But little did he know that his daughter was already doing all the evacuations and
picking up the slack.
Exactly. Yeah. And the two sons went in there and they were like wondering what the hell happened.
There is a side note again, during the meeting, just to go back a little bit. They did ask for help, the daughter Hera wanted to ask for help for Gondor, and what did they say? Well, what did they say?
They said no.
Once again, the pride. Where was Gondor when?
Exactly.
Anyway.
Like the beacons? No.
Yeah, exactly.
They did none of that. Yeah. So obviously, but you did know there was a callback from the other original one.
Exactly. But going straight back to it.
But I do like it how they were containing. I know like Lord of the Rings have this massive Middle Earth, and I do love it. It's more like a Civil War thing, like keeping it dense. Yeah. Instead of like having this expansive thing, like you'll have, I don't know, like elves and dwarves coming to the rescue.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous because, if orcs are around and they know that there was a great battle for the Great Ring.
Oh, yeah.
You would think people would be like, hey, maybe fighting for our piece of land is actually useless when there's a big giant eyeball that's rumored to be returning and there's major signs of them coming back.
I could make a thing to counter that because the Ring of Powers did something silly because they had families. And obviously they changed the orcs lore.
I don't want to hear it.
So they don't want to go to war because they have family, children. Okay. No more Rings of Power. Yeah. So let's go.
I don't even remember where I was at.
So no worry. Yeah, you're talking about the orcs, how they wanted to have war. But obviously when everything was going down in the king's favor, the two sons came in there. They took out another behemoth, like a war elephant.
Well, they split up. Split up. The oldest was tanking a whole elephant with a bunch. However, he got too cocky. That wolf got a one shot on him, arrow through the throat. That hammer helm charges with the little group. They get arrowed down, so he gets injured. They have to fall back. So this is where they're all falling back and they're being chased down. And this is where we get the scene where the little brother, Horse, is giving up on him. Yeah. Now, Hera looks one time back to see if he's doing okay. Doesn't catch up to them and gets caught. He tries soloing them, but
he didn't. He got captured.
Yeah, he got captured.
Oh, yeah. So, obviously, that old horse was his downfall.
Yeah.
He couldn't keep up at all. If the Shield Maiden wasn't as important, I would thought the Shield Maiden would have switched horses with him so I could continue the bloodline, but I guess they're just like, nah, forget it.
Yeah, but like, if you think about it, like, you're running for your life on horseback. You're not really looking back to see if they're going to catch it. I know, right? Which, I could see. I mean, she looked once, but like, you're telling me none of those guys that rode with them said, hey, hop on my horse, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. But you would think, because obviously he was ready to die for for the king and all that stuff. But you would think if he gets captured, don't you think they would have been vulnerable? Yeah. Because that's what exactly happens. Because in the next scene, they go back to Helm's Deep. Yeah. And obviously, right there, it was a good scene. I liked the animation again. It was a nice place. Yeah. I was like, it's just right out of the movies. Good. Yeah. It looks very good. That's when we see the brother going like, hey, we captured your idiot son with with almost that pony over here. And obviously he wanted to trade. Yeah. Like, it's like, all right, I could get your head. I could, get the crown, and you surrender to me and we win.
Which his second in command, which served his father, was greatly imploring, hey, this is your only chance to get your actual revenge. Who cares about the kid? Get the damn dad down here. He's offering himself on a silver platter. And he's like, nah, I'm good. He pulls a governor and fucking slits his throat. And then,
he just slits his throat, and basically anything he could have wanted just vanished before his eyes. Yeah. And obviously the second command was like, oh my God, are you serious?
He's like, you just blew our only chance.
Yeah, see, this is the part where it's trying to make the story work.
Yeah.
Like, all he wants is revenge. And it keeps doing that over and over and over again.
Which he could have got his revenge
decades ago.
Well, not decades.
Well, he could have got, he could have been king and he could have, poisoned his meal. It's just like, oh, he died of illness.
Yeah, well.
He's an old man. Yeah. He choked on a freaking, like a bone.
Because they could have avoided winter.
Yeah.
Which is what they were, because this probably takes place like almost a year.
Yeah.
But he could have got him, done that, retreated, and avoided winter, because they were stuck there regardless.
Yeah, of course.
So, anyways, he spent all winter trying to build a damn tower, a ladder.
I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty cool tower.
It was a cool tower. It was a pretty cool siege tower too.
Yeah, I was like, that was pretty sick. I was wondering like what exactly you're building with one like siege tower, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty clever.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna make
I like the drummer guy in the they did him dirty. They did him fucking dirty. He's like, what? Wait.
And I'm not off yet. But yeah, it was pretty sick. I loved it a lot.
Yeah.
And obviously what happens after that, we definitely get in the Helm's Deep. Yeah, everyone's struggling.
This is where, some parts of the film that starts dropping. The reason why is because time starts passing by. There's narration, winter's here. Those men don't want to be out there. Her father is healed but mentally ill.
Yeah.
But then he disappears one night and people say he became a wraith. Which I was interested with that.
Yeah, I was like kind of confused. I was like, did he transform or what is he? Like, is it some sort of old bloodline?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that would have been kind of interesting too.
Yeah, but no, he's just a crazy old man taking on an army.
Yeah, he was literally just every night killing like 5 dudes and running away.
Yeah.
Which does nothing.
Yeah, exactly. They were just, I guess it kind of worked because it was bringing fear.
Yeah,
to the
which
camp.
it did. So it did work in the end, which also scared them in the end because they're like, he's still fucking alive,
There he is.
Because he wears the helmet. But anyways, time passes on. They're trying to figure out what to do and stuff like that. That maybe they'll die out for winter.
Yeah.
They were dying out from winter. They were pissed. But then Wolf promised them there's treasure in there that they're just hiding and hoarding. They can't do anything with it when there's no treasure in there.
And this is, again, he told them, like, look, the second command, you still got what you wanted.
Yeah.
You still managed to kill the two bloodlines, the sons, and basically you still have an army and you could still claim the lands what they lost already.
Yeah.
You're almost there.
Yeah.
But obviously he's like, no.
Yeah.
And I was like, but the king is still alive.
Yeah.
So why are you bringing her involved into this?
Because it was pretty much about her too.
Yeah, I guess, but you would have more grudge against the king himself. But
she could have avoided it.
Yeah. And he's just like, I want to get her specifically. I'm just like, what about the king though? I thought you want the king's, revenge.
Which, there's a scene where she does find out where he was going through.
Oh.
She went through the entrance and stuff like that. Remember, she fell in. She found out where he's been.
Yeah.
This is where we run into a group of orcs. The orcs, what are they doing now?
Remember berries?
That's right. What is it? Lord of the Rings? That's right. They're looking for rings for the master, which they're collecting a whole shit ton of rings. The orcs see her. She's crawling around. What do you see? You see a super orc. Not even a troll.
I thought it was a troll at first, but it wasn't.
No, it is a super orc. And I'm talking about like Goblin Slayer super orc type deal. And now
no, this was a beast of a monster orcs.
Yeah.
And obviously there was just 3 of them. But obviously 2 of them didn't do much.
Yeah.
They're ready to kill her.
They're gonna eat her.
Yeah, they were gonna eat her because they like fresh meat.
Yeah.
But luckily, guess what we saw? A hero out of the shadows coming straight into literally stomp both orcs. But now he had to face a huge giant orc.
Now this is,
and it just became like an anime battle
scene.
scene.
Like, don't get me wrong,
it was cool.
It was cool.
Wrong.
But like,
it was out of tone if you think about it.
Then I remembered. Wait, this is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
dude. They were going at it, brother. This was like All Might versus that Norum guy fucking type battle shit. They were throwing hands.
Yeah, basically it was just an anime battle, which I'm all for it, but when you're talking about Lord of the Rings, I'm like, there's nothing like this in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's what
maybe in the books. It's like more like blades crossing and more technique.
Yeah.
Like that instead of just fisticuffs and they're going at it.
But this dude is like a bus, or he's like a bus, dude.
Please, if there's a book like this in Lord of the Rings, I want to read that book because I want to see some anime fighting.
Yeah, I mean that was good anime fighting, but it was like I said, it was fucking All Might going hard.
Yeah, it kind of broke the disbelief for me.
Yeah, no, it did. But anyways, she helps him. She throws a spear, which that start was, okay. And then he punched this fucking dude's horn off, and he was screaming in pain.
Yeah. And he started bashing him with the rock, and he's like, "Yeah, I did it."
But somehow, Wolf and his gang come up. They're like, "Wait a minute, there's a bunch of dead orcs."
And to be honest, I would have shit my pants if I was Wolf.
Yeah.
I would have been like, "What the hell happened here?"
Yeah, he's like, "This fucking dude's real." But anyways, and then he sees him and Hera running, and he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "They're still alive." Yeah. Anyways, they're fucking blowing their horns to open up and whatever and whatnot.
This knocks me a little bit off belief too, because obviously there was archers up there, not covering them, and I'm like, not even an arrow shot. Have you noticed that?
Remember, they missed.
Did they?
When they're building the wall.
Oh yeah, at the beginning, right? They're bad archers, but
anyways.
But again, none of them tried using archers or at least covering, like taking out some of them.
No, they just said we're good. I mean, a blizzard was coming, but it wasn't all the way there. It was just a little bit. But you'd think you'd try. The doors are shut frozen, but they eventually open it with the help of Hera and Super Dad.
Yeah, he opened it like a base.
Hammer. Yeah, he opened it. He opened it just enough to throw in there. Yeah. He could have got in there too, but he said, "I'm done leading.
I need a hero's moment."
Yeah, he said, "Fuck that," and he gets his fucking hero moment. Yeah. He tanks probably like 20 dudes. Yeah. But you know what got him? The cold.
I know, right? Yeah. It was the Killer Frost that got him.
He had a cool moment.
He had a cool last stand. I did like that part.
He froze to death, and then they brought him back in, and then they had the funeral for him.
And it was nice. It was pretty nice. She's starting to lose everything.
So they know he's dead, and he's like, "I need to kill her.
Yeah,
she needs to die." He's like, "Why?" Like
his commander. This is another thing. That the plot had to move on because of revenge.
Yeah,
it is hilarious to me. This happened again.
Yeah,
I almost laughed. Because the king died, he took out the sons, and I'm like, what else do you want? Yeah. You already got the crown, and he's like, she's still alive. Yeah. I'm just like, are you gonna look every detail of it? Yeah. Can you imagine if he does get her, and he does manage to kill her? What would happen next? Well, would he go like, the shield maiden is still alive?
Yeah, exactly.
Go get her.
There's nothing. They even said it. It's just a bunch of nobodies inside a goddamn tower that they can't even leave from.
Yeah, it was just like a plot story just to happen because of it.
Yeah,
that's
I mean, because she's the main character and he's the main villain.
Yeah, I get
Anyways,
it. But it got ridiculous fast because his whole purpose was to kill the king, and that purpose was gone.
Yeah,
and now he's just there just because he has to.
Because that's all. Because he built the last 2 years just trying to get revenge. That's why that became his whole identity. He's like, all right, we're attacking tonight. Ready the damn ladder thing they built, the tower.
And that was a cool scene we had.
Yeah, they knew that he was gonna attack. She already knew that he was gonna attack. They come up with that idea to try to get the people to leave through the tunnel.
Oh yeah,
exit out there. Remember Barry? You remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Anyways, but before that, she said, "There's something up. There's a tower, something above us." Right above us. It's set to do things. Anyway, she rock climbs all the way up there, meets a damn bird.
An eagle.
An eagle, to be
exact.
That's
what we talk about. Woo! Eagles.
The savior of every all of it.
Tolkien's book.
Every time.
It's in every single one. It's in Peter Jackson's favorite savior saving grace.
Anyway, she pleads to the bird to help the people. The bird says, "All right, I got you." Yeah. Flies, takes the armor that was out on the tower just for them that the squire put. The message gets delivered to
the cousin, who's basically
he's been waiting. He was waiting for winter to end, pretty much.
Yeah, he was just there, just waiting for it.
Yeah, if they're about to leave, and then what does he see? The eagle. Anyways, he figured, all right, they need help. Let's go. So.
After that, she managed to go down, and obviously she has a plan to finally. You know what? What's a better option? Remember berries? Yeah. Remember? meet them in battle. Yeah, right out there to go meet them. And this is the funny thing is too. She legitimately wore like a wedding dress, right?
Yeah.
And this is the part where basically she was telling the old lady back, a little bit back her that it's cursed and stuff. Yeah.
Which I thought they were gonna do something with it, but they didn't. Well, let me see.
They kind of did, but
I guess no man could have her.
Yeah, pretty much.
But anyways, what ends up happening is she puts it on, nice dress, wears it, goes out to meet them right there. But of course, it's all planned. Rides out.
Again, the second command is like, don't take her in a single combat. This is a trap. Yeah.
She challenges him to a single combat, and he's like, "All right, I'll do that." Complete every time, just ignores his second command. No point on having him.
To be honest, if the second command was any smarter, he would have probably killed him and just said, "Yeah, this is over."
Yeah, but he's pledged to him, so he's.
Yeah, exactly.
Which he does it too. They built the bridge. People are escaping. Archer just standing by to hold him off just because they know he's just probably yeah. She challenges, let my people go, and then he's like, why should I? And that's when he told him like, don't do it. And then what does he think when his second command tells him to do something? He does the opposite. Yeah. So he's like, I'll fight you.
You don't tell me what to do.
Proceeds to fight him. Best him in front of his men and his commander, and she says, stop. You pledged your word. A deal's a deal. And he's like, nah, everybody attack. Leave the girl but me. And then the commander's like, you know what? Everyone stop for 1 second. No. He's like, you really have no honor.
You're scared.
Yeah, you're pathetic and you're a fucking coward. That's when he realized it too late. When he realized that he was just not gonna do it. He couldn't bear it anymore.
Yeah, it's like.
And what does that get him? It gets him fucking stabbed in the gut, killed, and the men go charging into the bridge. Shield Madding starts tanking an army. Not all the army. Some of them ran past her.
Why? Because he's like, no, she's mine. Yeah, and I'm just like, oh god.
Which is fine.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, even though he just got bested. Yeah, but even though he just got bested, they fight again.
This is when we get the amazing eagle come out of nowhere and almost took him away.
Yeah.
And he's like, looking to the horizon. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember, Barry?
Yeah.
Look to the east or to the west. What was it?
I think it was the east.
Yeah, look to the east. And, in the dawn, you start seeing Gandalf. But it wasn't Gandalf. It was
Hammerhelm's ghost.
Hammerhelm ghost. Yeah. And everybody panicked. Yeah. I was like, oh my god, it's a ghost. Run away.
Yeah. I mean, but it was a big army. So they start running.
Yeah, and obviously. But obviously, if they took in the bridge, it would have been technically, captured it and withhold it. But whatever. They managed to win.
Now, what happens? She bets him again, but feels bad for him. He tries to do a sneak attack to kill her, but the Shield Maiden throws a shield, and she catches it and strangles him with it. Fucking smash his throat in, basically. And he finally died. She tells her cousin, to just let them go.
Yeah.
There's been enough blood. They died. They barely wanted to do this too and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like, it's over. Yeah. They let them go to their families. Yeah. And he's like, you know what? Let mercy have this day. He's like, we are done here.
Yeah. He's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Fine. We're done here. We won this war. And obviously, this is when she goes like, "This is a nice day, and this will no longer be, Helm's, or what was it, like some sort of different name?
Yeah,
because it wasn't Helm's Deep.
Yeah,
that's when she named it Helm's Deep.
Yeah.
So after that, they had this huge celebration, rebuilding of what was the place again?
I don't remember what it's called, but Rohan, is it Rohan?
Yeah, Rohan.
But anyways, they rebuilt Rohan. The cousin is crowned king. Temporary king, as they said, or the nephew. Yeah, the cousin, I mean. She goes on to adventures now, because that is her calling, and she can't be queen. Because why? Because she is a woman.
Was it because of that?
Yeah, she's the sole. She's the
sole daughter.
Yeah.
Of that. Oh, I thought it said something else. Okay, yeah.
That's basically what happened with that. So but that's not even what she would probably want, anyways. So she went.
She said what the whole purpose for her is she wanted to make her own choices. Yeah. She didn't want to be married. Yeah. She wanted to have more adventures. She just wanted to be an independent person to go out in the real world.
And she does that. And her friend, the Shield Maiden, also
joined on her. Yeah. And she's like, you know what? It's fine.
Yeah,
not having a crown.
Yeah.
And obviously they got a message from who?
Gandalf.
Gandalf the Grey. I did love it how they were playing around with it.
Like just say Gandalf.
He has many names. Yeah. It's like, but most of them call them Gandalf. I guess they were trying to make fun of the Rings of Power.
Yeah, or something.
Because like in the Rings of Power, they there's this old man who they don't want to call him Gandalf yet in the show. They're calling him Grand Elf. Like Grand Elf? Like, what is he? Some sort of Grand Elf? It's stupid, but it's ridiculous because they don't want to really say his name. They want to drag that story along. Stupid. So, yeah. But either way, guess who else shows up in the, from the Peter Jackson's films?
Saruman. He is watching the tower that was taken from Wolf.
He's like, whatever you need, I'm here to help. It ends when she's ready to go meet Gandalf, riding off to find more adventures, and it cuts to black. And are we going to get a sequel? Well, there's no ending credits, so that's a good thing.
So, probably not.
It felt like they could make a second one.
I mean, I'm sure they can. Yeah. It's just, what story would they tell? It's more like, it's probably going to be something different. Yeah. They probably can have returning characters such as Hera. Yeah. Which I wouldn't mind seeing her again.
Yeah, I don't mind her seeing her again if they make the story a little better.
Yeah, likewise. But as for her character was good.
Because it did felt like if Rohirrim ever needs help, my sword is ready. Yeah. I'll be ready to help. It did seem like they're trying to make a second film. Mm-hmm. If it meets the budget requirements, if it does become a lot more popular. But time will tell if it will.
We'll see when it goes worldwide.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what we got, right?
Yeah, this is the film.
Yeah, this is the film. This is what our gripes were and what our positives were, to be honest. Yeah, they were really good. Some very bad stuff. But yeah, tell us what you thought of the film. Maybe you like it. Maybe you hate it. Who knows? But I can't wait. Please tell us. Are you excited for the next Peter Jackson film that's coming around the next corner? Yeah, we'll see. But until then, later, guys.
Later.